Ooh, I see the thumbnail.
You see my thumbnail? Oh, Blind Nell's here.
Okay, Val. Let's use two at it. I'll be
Okay.
back
Eight
on.
o'clock. You come in with the same link.
Okay, I go right now. What I leave?
You
No,
stay
no,
here.
don't you
Oh,
leave. I'm
oh,
leaving.
oh. Okay, okay, got you.
Don't make me chase you down because I will. Oh, it's taking some time to get up. Oh, I hope the latency.
So I just click on it and it'll. Oh, all right. So
Yeah,
I
you
wait.
just stay. Do you see the chat?
Yeah, I see the chat. And is you muted? You're muted. Yes, beautiful.
Do you see it in top chat or live chat?
It's hold on, let me skip this. Got a commercial going. Oh, I see you.
Oh yeah, watch that commercial. That gives me big bucks. They
Okay.
give me like $20 per commercial.
No.
No,
Really?
they do not. No,
Like
half a
20
penny
cents?
maybe.
A
Half a
penny?
penny if I'm lucky.
Half a penny.
Maybe a quarter penny.
Should I put it here?
Hey, Stevie's World, is this your son?
Huh? Oh
Stevie's
shoot.
World?
Don't blow him up.
Oh, can I blue him? Because I blued him.
Go ahead, Drag.
Because Stevie may have things he needs to tell me. And I'm going to listen. Hey, Mr. Doughboy, how you feeling tonight, darling? So I haven't heard from Steve Essex. I think you may know him from being on. He had quadruple, I think, bypass. So if anyone's heard from him, please just let me know because I want to know he's okay. Oh, good. I was afraid my one down thumb wouldn't come. So thank you. Let's see. Okay, Stevie. So I'm just gonna ask. I'm just gonna take a guess because I'm empathic that way. You have children?
Yes.
so do you have one, two,
two, right?
two?
Two.
Two. Okay. Okay. That's nice. Well, I have three, so I know anything I say about being a parent, you'll get.
Yeah.
Not hard. So you live. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I have two brothers, so we were three growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Kirby, how you doing? We were just talking about you, Brian, today. What an awesome flyer you are when it comes to FPV. So this is, you probably already know, you guys, but this is CaptureLife Connection. And he has maybe almost 160 viewers at this point, yes?
Something like that.
And I'm going to tell you something. When I do interviews, I go back and I watch as many videos as I can. So I kind of have an idea of the person that I'm going to be talking to. And I got to say, Stevie, you are fantastic. I saw your videos and it's just great.
Thank you.
All the stuff you do, you're very community conscious.
Right.
You fly great. You do reviews.
Yeah.
At the tail end of your videos. Hey, Enterprise. That was pretty awesome. It really was.
I really appreciate it.
And you fly a Phantom drone?
Yeah, I started with the Phantom 4. So like some of the first videos is the Phantom 4. But unfortunately, that one is in the Hudson River right now. So I went from that to the Phantom Advanced.
Okay, so tell me, what's it doing in the Hudson River?
I got a little distracted. There was things going on around me at the time.
And you're not the guy who was flying it.
No, I wasn't at that meetup. No, the guy that got confused on what drone was his. I'm gonna tell you something. I flew alone. I don't fly with a lot of people too much. For most of the time I've been flying by myself. And at this time, when I lost that drone, I was flying by myself, and there was like a little bit of a fight going on behind me between two people. And I kind of got distracted. I was looking around, but I was still like I didn't realize I was on the controller as much. You know, I was just distracted and I went right into the water. I actually was doing a shot and I was moving like backwards. And these drones, sometimes they known to drop. I was already low. And by the time I realized what I was doing, it was too late. So at the time they had the Pro and they had the Phantom Pro and the Phantom Advance out. They were both in the market at the time. And honestly, I only wanted the camera, the better camera. And the Phantom Pro obviously was more expensive because it has the optical avoidance, right. Has more options all around. But I was just like, I just want to get something quick, and I got the Advance, and it was great, you know. And I still have it back there; it's in the box. But now I fly with this. This is my main drone. This is the Pro.
The 4 Pro.
Yeah, this is the 4 Pro, and that's my main drone. And then I have a backup drone, which I carry with me when I go hiking and stuff like that. And that's this. That's the, what's the camera? Here we go. That's the Mavic Air, the original one.
Yep.
Before the 2. And I honestly got that one because I was planning a trip to Peru. And I knew I was going to be going to the deserts and here and there. And there was no way I'm going to bring a Phantom Pro. You know, it's just too big. I have a backpack.
My sister went to Peru, and my sister went to Peru with another family and her whole family. So what about it made you want to go to Peru?
I mean, everything. Peru has amazing landscape. You know, they have all these ruins and stuff, and they have so much. Like, you could literally spend a month out there and not see everything, you know? So I had planned to move around a lot. And when you're moving around Peru, you need other things besides, you know, your gear, you know.
Right.
So I purchased that one real quick. I purchased it like, I believe in March, right before all the coronavirus stuff started. And of course, because of COVID, everything got canceled.
Yep, you know? Everything kind of just, So you haven't gone yet?
No, I never made it.
And okay.
It was, I'm glad I didn't go. I'm glad I didn't fly out beforehand because I heard a lot of people from the States got stuck there. And there was like a lot of back and forth with the governments trying to get them back to close the borders, and they were trapped out there. So kind of got lucky. But the only thing that got me a little upset was I could have purchased the Mavic Air 2. You know, I was in a rush to get something before the trip, and I bought that one because it was small. And it had what I wanted. I wanted the raw pictures because I like taking photos as well. And, you know, some of the other smaller drones that DJI has, they have the raw file. And I had the 2.7 60 frames per second. And I shoot everything in 60 frames per second. So I purchased it. But it's all good. I love that drone. I take it with me everywhere because I could just throw it in the backpack.
Yeah, I noticed that some of the places you fly from are pretty, have a lot of trees and a lot of rocks. You do a lot of hiking.
Yeah. I go to like offbeat areas, you know, and it's good to have that drone to really have a chance to capture it, you know, and document it. I mean, that's the reason why I got into the drones in the first place. I was always going somewhere. And, you know, I'll get back home and I'm like, I should have documented that, you know, at least I could have shared it. So I started bringing them everywhere, you know, and that's how another thing is the video editing. Drones will push you to get better at editing because you want to share it, right?
Yes.
But you want to bring it to the best, you know, you don't just share it. You want to kind of show your best. So it pushed me to edit better. Like, I'll watch my videos and critique them myself. I'll sit there and be like, I could have done better. And
because it looked like when you do your editing, you'll be going this distance and it'll blink up and then you'll be coming up on like a building that goes, I mean, you're really good at choosing. It's almost like geometry. You know, something goes and you come up at this angle, then you come back and you're going at a different angle. I think you do that really well.
Thank you. Well, what I try to do is once I get in the air, I feel like I'm on the timer. So what I do is I try to get as many different shots. This way I don't bore the audience. You know, I try to get, if I do a straight on, and then I try to play with the gimbal to give it a more of a motion to it.
Right.
One thing about the drones that everybody needs to know is that when you first purchase the drone, everything's kind of quick. Like when you turning the drone left to right, those things are the first things you would have to adjust to get that smooth cinematic look. So I kind of have everything toned down. So when I do move, it's not like a jerky move that will kind of get you sick if you're watching, you know.
Right.
So I smooth everything out, and I try to get as many different angles. This way, when I get home and start to edit, I have like 6 or 7 different shots, like totally different heights, levels, gimbal play, angles. Another thing is doing the a lot of manual maneuvers, meaning like I don't use the set options like for orbit. Like I do everything myself. So sometimes the orbits come out a little longer, like, you know, kind of get more control of what you're doing. And I think
So,
that was like that was more the learning curve, learning all the maneuvering.
so let me ask you this. So when you take your drone, you put it away, and you put your backpack on. I use a backpack too. I think that's cool. And you go out to do your thing. And before you put it up, are you thinking, I want to get this shot, that shot, I want to come in like this? Are you thinking that?
More now than before. Before I would just fly around, but
Which is
now,
what I would do. Yes, just
yeah,
flying around.
now I have like a little science to it. Now I have a little procedure, like certain passes that I want to catch, certain orbits I want to catch, and I'm trying to get more advanced with doing 3 maneuvers at one time. Meaning I'll do like an orbit and try to bring the drone upward at the same time and raise the gimbal. You understand? So you have all these motions going at one time. You know, and
Okay.
that'll be more the advanced stuff. And
Yes.
then I'll do some doing like backwards shots. But like I said, the more shots, the more maneuvers I could do, the better the edit, the better the final product would be.
I think you do. Just I was watching a lot of your stuff when you're coming across the river, when you were at the castle, when you were my gosh, when you were down flying with all the guys.
Yeah.
And so you go and you fly with 5 burros. Is that right?
Right.
Is that
Right.
the group?
That's one of the groups in New York that I joined, and they, you know, before obviously all this mess, they used to always have a little meetup here and there, and I would try to fit it in the schedule. I was like, oh yeah, I can make it to this one, you know.
So I watched one and I could swear I heard Herman's voice, but it could have been someone else. Herman wasn't with you guys when the police came, were they? Was he?
No.
Okay, it was someone else. I was like,
yeah, no.
Yeah, Herman.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
There. Yeah, and that location, I just got there and I didn't get to fly, and I wanted to fly there so bad. It's a really nice spot and has a really nice looking bridge at that location. But I got there at the wrong time. I should have got there earlier. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. It was fun because, like always, the law enforcement are misinformed. Yes. You know, they don't know much. And, you know, it gives us the opportunity to teach them a little bit, you know, and not in a way to disrespect. But as you can see how it all went down in that video, sometimes it gets a little, you know, back and forth. Like I kind of felt bad for them.
It was Big John. It was Big John, right? He was talking to him.
Yeah.
Because I love the way he came up and he goes, "Oh, I'm not saying you're wrong, but this is our, and look here and here and here. In other words, you're wrong."
Yeah.
But he did it in such a nice way.
Great.
That
I'm telling you, that guy, when he did like meetups, I would love going because his energy is so good. Like he's just a cool guy. He always has jokes, and you know, I love people like that. You know, like the energy level is always great. even with that situation, he had me laughing, you know? And I felt bad because you saw the cop, he was really like lost. But we know that they don't know because they're not trained for that. You know, they have
Yeah.
nothing to do with, you know, what's going on in the air. You know, so I kind of feel bad because they're not taught. But in New York, ever since there was a guy that's linked with the press, they hire him to do a lot of press stuff. He was flying over those like graves and stuff they have on one of the islands off the Bronx.
Oh
And
yes. Oh
he
yeah.
made it, he made it really hot for everybody. He made it really hot because that incident reached to the mayor's office, and they were questioning the mayor's office about drones and stuff like that. And usually, if we were outside of Manhattan itself, we will find there's designated spots that everybody knows you can fly. And you know, I'm not going to get into all the apps, but there's apps that'll tell you you're in a safe zone. You know, you can fly.
Yes. Yes.
But now it's almost like all the cops were told, you know, to crack down more, even though they don't know the laws.
They have no idea, and that officer didn't have any idea because you actually had a right to fly there. I mean, from what I heard, you had a right.
Yeah, there was no restrictions in that area. Sometimes they have, you know, stuff that goes on and they shut it down, but we would know through the apps, you know.
Right. It wouldn't let you fly.
Yeah,
right?
we were it was legal to fly there, but we don't want to be bandits and cause problems because those things trickle and they become bigger problems. And then the next guy that comes around and tries to fly, he's going to take heat for what we do. So we just moved on to a better spot, and we had no problems. And we went to another spot. I believe it was in Queens, and the police went there too, but totally different energy. They talked about the drones. They were looking at some of the screens, and they kept going. You know, so and that's another thing. When I was flying for a long time, like I said before, by myself. When I started meeting with the groups, I started to realize the attention that brings. You know, so unfortunately in New York, you know, this is before the protests and everything. If you have groups, people are going to question it. Even though they see the remotes in your hand, there's a big group. They got things flying all over the place. So it brings a lot of police attention. So even before things got a little sticky out here with the drones, I would only meet up with the groups every once in a while. I find when I fly by myself, I have no issues. You know, cops don't, sometimes they'll park near me and then they'll go. Most likely they having like a lunch or something. They don't even bother me. I actually have some pictures of groups of cops on rooftops with me, and they're just watching my screen over my shoulder, you know.
Nice. Because I was watching Big John's behind. You were videoing his tablet he had in this thing so he could see it. That was such a flippin' crisp. And you used the word crisp. You said it's crispy.
It's crispy.
It was. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm going to tell people this is crispy because that was a crisp picture. That was beautiful. Makes you understand why people fly GPS drones, to have that picture, to have that moment, right? It just makes you want to do it. Okay, so really quickly, guys, just letting you know that what Kim's doing for me tonight, so it's just easier on everyone, is if you're in the chat, he's going to post your link. Mm-hmm. He's going to tell people, feel free to go check out everybody here. There is no sub here. So, but what there is every right to go check out a channel, subscribe to them if you like them, if you see something you like. And I will tell you, there's not a bad channel in here tonight. I will just tell you that there is not. So
great people.
Please feel free to go check out those channels. Don't leave me, but feel free to go check out those channels and see what they're about. I am.
Hey, off axis. He probably loves that picture behind me. Oh, it's on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got that bot. He got the R2 unit he's building, right?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Yeah. We're all Star Wars fans in the family.
So don't feel you guys need to post anything. Kim takes care of all of that for me during my interviews. And he's doing really good. So, okay, so let's talk about, so do you ever meet up with those guys?
Yes.
There are two guys that come into my stream and bother me every once in a while. I'm like, oh, there they are.
Lawrence and Herman. I had the pleasure to fly with them in Brooklyn one time, and it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Lawrence and Herman.
Matter of fact, the Red Hook video on my YouTube channel, I was with the 5 Borough guys, and I believe Lawrence reached out to John, Big John. If you see in the beginning, it was like a different group. And we ended up meeting up with Lawrence. He was not too far. He was like down the block with Herman.
Oh, nice.
It used to be so cool like that. Like that's the one thing I miss. You know, like I would go to Queens and end up in Brooklyn, and they would go all day. There's so many drone pilots in the city. And from there, we met up with Lawrence and Herman. And it was cool. Lawrence is always helping out. You know, he was talking to the guys, and you know, they talking all the tech stuff and everything. He's a helpful person by nature, I guess, you know. But it was cool. We had a good time. We had a good time that day. That day I stood out there for a while because I started early with the other guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Destination.
We have a great group of guys out here in New York. I got really lucky, you know.
You really do. I mean, how nice is it to know that they're just like, hey, we're going to be over here, come. And then to have that one woman decide to tell everyone they can't fly and call the police. And I'm just like, when you see that many guys on with jackets that all say the same thing because they're flyers, it's okay. I don't want to make Brian Kirby upset or any of my FPV, because you know I fly FPV too.
Yeah.
But when you see FPV, that seems dangerous as fast as those can go sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a GPS drone, I mean, they're not crashing into people, are they? I mean,
no.
People, I just don't get it. I just don't get why people are that afraid of those drones.
Yeah.
Because I love it. I think flying's beautiful.
Everything is about educating others. You know, we can't expect people to know so much about drones. You know, when they do approach you aggressively or they question you in that way that you feel like, oh, they're offended by the drone, the best thing to do is just show them, explain to them, talk to them, you know, show them the picture you got. Because with a picture drone, obviously you let go of the controls, nothing's going to happen. It's hooked up to satellites, it's going to sit there.
Right.
And you just show them. And most people will walk away a fan, maybe even purchase it. I had cops stop me in Brooklyn one early morning. And one of the cops, by the time he left, he was looking to search to buy one. He was so impressed. And he came over because somebody was complaining. You know, and I think it was somebody that was walking the dog. We saw this lady walking the dog. And then she came back when the cops came. So it was like, it could have been her. But long story short, the guy was like really interested in the drone. He really loved it, you know. And he knew a little bit about it, the cop. But, you know, after he left, he knew a lot more. And, you know, how far they could go and how they hook up the satellites and how easy it is to fly if you just want to get one. And like I said, that's the best way to approach it. You can't, especially with cops, you can't be aggressive. You're going to lose.
So Stevie, do you know Anthony Blanco?
Yes. Is he on the thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Tell him to share his gamer tag. He's a gamer. I know there's gamers in here, right? He does live stream. This is his setup. This is my brother.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the reason why
I have a camera. Remember, I didn't have a camera and all that stuff.
I borrowed it.
Yeah, my friend recommended the Elgato Camlink 4K, right?
Oh yeah.
I purchased it. I did my research first, of course, and when I purchased it, I found out that there you go. And you can hook up a GoPro. I have a Nikon DSLR, like a full frame camera. You're supposed to be able to hook up that, but I didn't know that you're going to have such a delay with the audio. So I was testing it out. When you first mentioned you wanted to do this interview, I started testing it out and everybody's like, your mouth is moving, but I don't see the words. And I was like, oh man, I don't know what to do with this now. And that's why.
Well, there's something which I found in that you can follow the certain setup and it'll close that gap for the GoPro. because I was working on it, but I got to do a little more so I can make sure I got it right. And I'll let you know, because I like Elgato. I think they do a fine product, but just trying to make everything work can be a headache.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, welcome. And would you put your link, because there's a few Anthony Blancos in, and I want to make sure that I get the right one. So can you put your link in, or your gamer link, or what you have? Because I would sure like to check that out.
He's impressive with the games, man. Sometimes
he's calling Little Ant. What is Little Ant? Is that the
name? Yeah, he's impressive with the games, and he goes. This is his live stream setup, like his microphone, camera, and.
I was gonna say, as much as you were worried, you have a beautiful setup.
I wish this was mine. I gotta upgrade. I never really stream. I go on my laptop and I do the Zoom. We have Zoom meetings, you know.
Yeah.
Zoom birthday parties, you know, the new norm.
Yes.
But that camera is so grainy. I would be in snowflakes right now, like, you know. So.
Oh yeah, I think that when I first started using Zoom, it was for a couple different reasons, because they were getting rid of Google Hangouts. That's what they said, right? And Google Hangouts was terrible. At least I thought so. It wasn't clear. And then I had someone that worked for a nonprofit ask me to come in and finish up some webinars they were doing to broadcast through the state of Idaho for counselors and all those kind of things. So I went in, had to learn it, set it all up. Curtis had helped me with it, and my daughter had helped me, got it all set up, and went in and I did all their webinars, finished up all the webinars for them, you know, for a few months. And by then I knew Zoom. And then I decided, yeah, I'm keeping it. And then, of course, Roger, out of nowhere, decided to do Zoom. No, I told him to, but he does it. No one asked me how to do it. Everybody asked Roger.
And you were the one.
Yes. And I'm like, don't ask him. Okay, Val, how do we do it? Well, you see the thingy in the corner? Go down to the thingy, hit it. They're like, yeah, Roger, help us.
Zoom was perfect timing with everything going on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. The only thing I feel bad about is that I didn't have stock in Zoom.
Right.
Because that would have been crazy good to have.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, because we're all using it now.
Roger's great.
Yeah, he is.
You know, that's one thing, that's one positive thing that came out of the whole situation with the COVID here in New York. I didn't watch too many streams before. I always kept myself busy. Like, even if I got home from work, I would have the dinner quick and whatever. We'll try to race out to catch before the sun goes down, maybe hit a trail, do something. We try to be active to keep that stamina up, keep healthy, you know? And this thing locked us down. And that Red Hook video was last year. It was last year. And that's when Lawrence was telling me, I got this live stream, you got to check it out and everything. And I was always meaning to, you know, but I was never 5 o'clock. I wasn't home, you know? And I always kept myself busy, but this thing really made me just sit. And now I'm big on YouTube because I learn a lot on YouTube, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I just went on the stream and it just snowballed. Now I'm like, forget it. I'm cooking in the morning and I have the phone propped up in my cabinet where I can see it and I'm listening in and jump in when I can. And sometimes I'm on the computer and I have it on another window and I have my headphones, so I'll listen and I'll be editing on the other side, the videos and stuff like that. So now it's just, now even when things get better, I'm already hooked, you know, because I already know all the people, I know all the personalities, you know.
Oh yeah. I think that's one of the things that I'm always grateful to Roger for. I remember when Kim called me in or texted me and said, hey, I got this friend of mine who's going to do a channel. Do you mind going and seeing it and maybe subscribe if you like it, whatever. I didn't know it was his roommate. I didn't know that Roger, you know, I didn't know anything about
right downstairs.
Yeah. And at the time he was upstairs. And all I remember is going on to watch his video and he had one of those fidget spinners and he was just doing this. And I thought, oh my God, that's got to be the cutest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And then it just, and then all of a sudden he was on live, him and Kim just sitting there looking at the camera like, oh, there's a camera. Oh my God. It was the most darling thing. And it was just meant to
You were hooked
happen.
right there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd known Kim and I were liking each other's videos and talking back and forth for almost a year before that.
Oh wow.
But then all of a sudden, here comes Roger, and then he does one day, and then next you know he's on the next day, and he's like, okay, every morning. And I thought, wow, where does he get the energy for that?
That's cool.
And every morning, and now a lot of the nights, so it's very cool.
Yeah.
He is addicting, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but he is.
Yeah. It's cool, and it's such a community, right? Like people just pop in from everywhere.
Oh yeah. So here is his Anthony Blanco's Twitch. So he's on Twitch.
There you go.
Oh, I find that very interesting.
He's good.
Hold on, I'm just gonna hit follow here.
Let me see if I can. Oh, off access. Sorry, I'm not doing the chat like I should be doing.
That's okay. Artwork is dope, by the way. Building a shin drone squirt while listening. Nice, Marcel. Yeah, I think I have to sign up for Twitch. I haven't done that. Let's hit sign up. Okay, I'll do it when I get up. Okay, Anthony. Oh, so you have a lot of people to fly with.
Oh yeah.
How much has this Corona switched things up to how you fly, where you go, what you do?
In the beginning, it totally shut me down. It totally shut me down in the beginning. So what I started doing, if you see as the YouTube channel, I started going back to the old Phantom 4 footage because I was filming a lot back then, a lot more. I had more time to film. And I started looking through that footage and actually re-editing everything and, working with that. I had enough to do it. And I actually mentioned in one of the YouTube that I have enough footage to get past this coronavirus thing. I didn't know how long it was going to be, but I make I don't make the videos too long, so I always have leftover clips. So in the beginning, totally shut me down. I didn't want to go anywhere. I forget about the 6 feet, 10 feet. I just didn't want to go anywhere because it's bigger than me. I got a family. I got brothers, my mom, everybody. And we all live in separate places, but still, we still had to link up, and my brother would come and drop off masks and this and that, so I totally shut down in the beginning. And then I started just going to more remote places that I knew nobody was at, because we wanted to get out, but we would just go like further up north, Westchester, upstate New York, and just totally far from everybody, forget beyond 10 feet, and I flew a little bit, but it was different because the energy was different, like you had this fear in your mind, like even just driving out, getting gas, you're coming out with masks and gloves, and it was hard, it was hard. It kind of set everything back, as far as flying is concerned. Well, everything was set back.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So you told me a bit of why you started wearing a mask before other people did. Do you mind kind of talking about that just a little?
About wearing the mask?
Yeah, before other people were wearing it.
Oh, yeah. So if you look at the video, I guess it was like early March or something like that. I was already wearing the mask everywhere, and people were looking at me crazy. And I would go to meetings and just pop out my truck with the mask on. People were like, what are you doing? Like, it's not that serious. And I was explaining, like, nobody knows what's going on. We don't know how serious it is, and I'm not a doctor. I got to play my role. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's airborne. I don't know. Like, there was so much stuff on the internet, And the funny thing about the internet is that no matter what way you are going, what direction you're going, you could find somebody that'll co-sign it on the internet. That's what sucks about the internet sometimes, right?
Right.
Like you could always find a website that says you don't need a mask. It's not airborne. But you could also find a website that'll confirm that you need a mask and it is airborne, especially back then. So I was like, you know what?
People like saying, hey, it doesn't exist, and people saying, hey, it exists, it's in your basement coming up the steps.
It is the power cables and this and that. I'm like, listen.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a big conspiracy, is beyond my pay grade. So what I'm gonna do about it? I can't lose sleep. Like I just gotta do what I can do, I gotta think family first, what I could do to prevent getting sick. Wear the mask, wear the gloves, I even have like the 91 proof alcohol. I spray every package to this day. Any mail I get, I spray before it even gets in the house. Lysol in the truck. Huh?
Oh, I didn't know you did that too.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to help?
Supposedly, I'll do anything. Like I said, I'm gonna play my role. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but I'll do the extra if I feel it helps me sleep, right? And like I was telling you, the steamer, I had the old steamer to steam the curtains. So when I came back from the supermarket or a risky place, what they would say is high risk, I would go in my room, hang up all the clothes I had on, steam everything, then put it in the laundry, then put in my house clothes, and then deal with the rest of the day,
One of the things I really like that you said, which really resonates with me, and I don't always follow it, but it resonates with me, is you said, I'm just going to stay in my own lane.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a beautiful saying, because we aren't doctors. We aren't scientists. We're none of those things.
Oh, but
we're who we are.
If you sign on to Facebook, you could be a doctor.
Yes, I know.
You see people sign on and they're engineers, they're doctors, they're whatever they want to be.
I can be anything I want to be. I'm 60 years old. And at this point, I get to be whatever I want to be. I just got to go and eBay it and they'll send me something.
Create an account. All you have to do is create a Facebook account. And you could be, a specialist in anything. Of stuff. A master. You get your master degree right there.
And I just, I have certain ways I believe and I think, but I'm a little more like following a lot of our scientists and things like that.
Right.
But that's just me. But I thought that was fun the way you just said I stay in my own lane. I thought, wow, because most of us become all kinds of professionals when things happen.
Yeah, and that's why I tune off. One thing is I'm very bad at social media, meaning sometimes I post stuff and I'll log off, and sometimes I'll be off for like 3 weeks. Sometimes I'll be off for a month, and then sometimes I'll have like a busy week that I just keep sharing pictures for that week. But I never really spend a lot of time on it, and I think that's why I'm really bad at social media. I'm good at editing. I'm bad at social media. I like to tune out because I want to enjoy the real world outside of it, and I think a lot of people are living in there, like it's a real world, and like things matter. Social media is good to let people know that you're still alive and you're still doing good things, or you with your family, or you're doing something cool, you're up on a mountain or whatever. Outside of that, tune out and go live your life, because life happens so fast, and like you spending 8 hours a day on the Facebook or Instagram, whatever. That time you could be doing something great. I don't think we were born to be stuck in that little phone or whatever, or iPad, right? Or whatever it is, And I think that's why
after texting though.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's a smartphone, so it's my opinion only. Use a smartphone. You can learn so much, on it. You could look up anything when you need to know. I pretty much learned photography and all this drone stuff. I learned just on my phone, looking when I was curious about something. I'll look it up, and I'll read tons of articles about it, watch a couple of videos on it, and then put it in practice when I go out and fly. And the photography was the same thing. I mean, I was doing photography before the drones. So right away when I got my drone, it was manual settings, because all the cameras, I always took out all these little options, because cameras now, they do everything. You don't really have to do anything. You could buy them, charge up the battery, take pictures. Auto settings will fix anything, but I learned to turn all those settings off. Manual settings and all those little things that help you, because you want to create the picture, right? You want to, if you want shadows and you want this, because picture, photography is about light. If you could control the light, you could control the picture basically. So when I got into drones, I put that into play. I was right away. The first thing I did was start looking through the settings and manual, everything manual. No, turn that off, turn that off. And then I started to put the grids. You got the X and the regular grids that go across.
Yeah.
This way I could frame everything, because the rule of thirds and all that stuff, you want to look pleasing. So that's a big factor. Another tip I have, if you want to improve your videos, you're shooting 4K. Most people are shooting 4K, right? And if you do your research, 4K is huge compared to the 1080s, so much bigger.
Yeah.
So if you flying past something and you're a little off and you're not in that rule of thirds and you feel like it doesn't look pleasing to the eye, crop it. It's 4K. You got play.
Yeah.
You could move in a little bit and get the shot you want. You can't do it with 1080 because then it's not going to look so good when you spin it to YouTube. But 4K, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, because all the pixels, everything else, you can bring it down.
Yeah.
And not affect the quality.
Yeah, YouTube is going to drop the quality anyway. You're not going to get 4K quality when you upload that video regardless. So, but you have play. There's so many ways that you could get better videos and better results from your footage. And I use it all. Most of my videos are released. All right, in the beginning, I didn't release. I was all over the place, and I think that's why my numbers never really moved in the beginning. I'll drop a video, maybe 2 weeks later, I'll drop a video, maybe a month later, I'll drop a video. Like I said, with the whole COVID thing, I was a little before COVID, I started doing the 2-week thing. I was like, 2 weeks I could do.
Yeah.
I could do family time, work, business, the more important stuff, and then edit in the middle of the night when I get a chance. So 2 weeks was a comfortable number that I didn't feel the pressure, and I could produce something
right. Because I went, and I think one of your first videos, unless I'm thinking wrong, was, can you film in the snow?
Oh yeah, that was the first CaptureLife one.
I love snow videos. I love them. I think they're beautiful. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I think the answer was yes.
Yeah, and you know what? Back then I didn't talk.
No, you did not.
I didn't talk. It took a while for me to talk in the videos. And my little brother was a big part of that. He was like, when I first started talking, he was like, yeah, I like that you're talking in the video. And I was like, yeah, I need to do more of that.
Yeah, I think as you started getting a little more comfortable with talking, that started showing where you're going. But I also think that the way you learned how to, you were a photographer to begin with.
Right.
You took pictures to begin with.
Right.
So you knew about framing the shots and doing all that stuff. And it just almost seamlessly went into your drone flying.
Yeah, it was a perfect fit. I bought the drone and it just seemed like why I took so long to buy a drone, So.
Right, because it really gave you some shots. I also like, and this is something you guys might want to look at. You put together your photography on the ground and your photography in the air.
Yeah.
You just put them together, and what a beautiful thing that ends up being.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Because you can meld them both together, and it was gorgeous. And I thought you did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I need to watch more of them so I can figure out, okay, so you did this, and then you did this, because so much I want to learn about doing photography.
Right.
Doing that thing, but to turn off all my settings, oh, that's scary. I am 60 and I'm thinking, can I even learn now?
Of course. I mean, you write the next page in your book, right? It's up to you.
Yeah. I keep starting new books. I'm getting tired.
But I tell you, even if you don't want to mess with the settings, DJI drones are great. Just right out the box. Right out the box. And they're fun. You can make great videos. You don't have to get all tech savvy on it. and start messing with all the settings and stuff like that, you could still produce great videos.
So I have the Phantom 3 from Kim gave it to me. And then I, of course, have a couple FPVs. And then I have my Mavic Air 2.
That's a great drone.
And I flew it without realizing it. I wasn't taking any pictures because I forgot to hit record.
Oh, but that was one time.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
That was
only
just
time.
one
I was so depressed after that.
You can't beat yourself up for that.
Why did I even get, I can't even turn on record.
No, but you can't. I mean, listen, if you're flying FPV drones, you actually, I saw you building the drones. That,
yeah,
apples and oranges. Apples. I haven't even got into that part of the game. Like I've watched tons of videos. I follow a lot of guys that are really good at cinematic flying. Like they diving down mountains and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. And
I haven't got into it. There's a few reasons. One of them is I don't know what's going on with the restrictions with the FAA and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm really nervous to spend so much money and get so involved, start learning this stuff, and they shut us all down, like FPV thing. That's one of the reasons. Another thing is it's like buying another car because you're just constantly buying pieces. And I know I'm going to crash because just because I know how to fly a camera drone, that doesn't mean nothing. You know, that doesn't mean nothing. Most of the people I know that have FPV drones are usually fixing them.
I know.
Right? Like
when Centroid went up to Canada, he and I went up there. Him and Kim were flying drones. The day everyone left and Kim was out there, and Centroid let him fly all his drones, and then came back, and Roger was holding him up, and arms were broken, and props were off. I mean, I was like, oh my God.
It's so cool though. I really like the whole flying through stuff and
yeah.
FPV, it looks exciting. I think I want to try it, but like I said, I've been very hesitant. I'm still learning though, as far as going online and watching people build them and watch people fly them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chat, yeah.
So Rolling Homestead just said he got his Mavic Mini and he loves it.
That's great.
Hi, Rolling.
That's a great drone.
Nice to have you here. So are you, I know you're a big proponent of use what you have. Don't buy the next greatest thing all the time. Use what you have to go from that.
I think a lot of people, because of YouTube and, you got all the big superstars of YouTube, every time something comes out, they get these free drones and they do the reviews. And it sounds great. Like, oh, they fixed this, they fixed that, you got more range, you got more of that. But if you for people that just want to get in the game, I say just buy what you could afford and master that. Just master that. I think you'd be amazed because this drone, especially in New York, was not like considered a great drone. A lot of people were getting reception issues and stuff like that. It made a lot of noise. Sounds like a bunch of
your Air?
Yeah, that's the Air. But I've done so much great stuff with this. I mean, the last video I made with the slingshot, that's all the Air.
Wow.
I just flew real low, and then I used some GoPro shots and some iPhone shots and mixed them up. But if you see any of the cinematic maneuvers, I just put it low. And like I said, you could do great videos with some of these drones. Just go see what you could afford, and don't get caught up in the hype. I know some people get hard on themselves, like, oh, I want to get that, but I can't afford it right now. It's a bad time. Don't get it. Don't feel that guilt. And especially if you can't afford it and you find a way to buy it and something happens, you're going to feel even worse,
Yeah.
So get what won't hurt you. So if it breaks, fine. You didn't go too crazy. You didn't blow the rent money and got the landlord chasing you for it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I had my eyes on the Mavic Zoom because that's what Mark flew, and that's what some of the guys fly, and that's what Paul flies. I mean, it's beautiful. But I thought, for all that beauty, I would not be able to do that anyway for a long time. You got to work yourself up to that, I think.
Yeah, I think
it has so many different things on it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, sky's the limit. I'm even the way I film now, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I could be doing, you know, that I will probably learn as I go along, you know. I'm big on being a student all the time. I haven't mastered nothing. I'm always learning. I always when I meet up with the groups, most of the time I'm like super quiet. I'm like a sponge. And I'm listening to, you know, I like to hear from other people that fly so I could figure stuff out. I haven't figured everything out. With all the videos I've seen, there's always stuff you can learn, you know, and especially from other pilots, because that's the battlefield.
So what have you thought about the 107? Have you gotten it or have you not?
I have a whole folder to study. I want to get it, but I haven't touched that folder in a while. I actually started in the beginning of the whole shutdown in New York, the New York on pause. Um, but I haven't really found the time. I want to get it because I already getting approached by people that want me to fly for them. So I haven't been able to take it on.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, no, I have to find the time.
Stevie.
It seems like when I wake up, it's just I'm always running and gunning. You know, it just seems like I'm always, especially things are getting a little better here. So we're like at stage 4, so everybody's moving around, the traffic is back and stuff like that. So I kind of missed my window, but I want to get it. I want to get it. I'll find the time. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's amazing how it's not about drones. They want you to respect what's going on in the air. You know, with the
that's what it's all the air. It's not about where's your throttle. They did talk about a yaw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think they were just throwing us one to make us feel better. But it's all just, you're right, it's just about air. It's about all of those things. It's about how to read those sectionals, how to find things on those sectionals.
Yeah, you got to read those old
sectionals in the airspace.
1950s freaking meteors and all that stuff. And I know it's multiple choice, so that makes me feel a little better, but it's still complicated when it comes to certain things. Like trying to remember what it is. I don't know. I went through it, like I said, and I never really dedicated myself to it. I have to really put like 2 hours in a day or something like that. And just, I think the only way I'll get it done if I schedule a date, because I hate wasting money, and they'll push me out like I gotta pass.
Let me just say that's what I did. I got it. I studied for a week, and I just said, okay, I need more time to study, but I better go. And I made it for the following week. So all I could do is just either crash and burn or soar and pass. I mean, that was the only choices I had. So what I decided to do is just sit down and start just really going into it. And I will say, when I walked in and started taking the test, I was sure I failed. I mean, I know people do better than I did, but I ended up with
all you need to do is pass.
I got an 88. I passed.
That's great.
But I will tell you, I told the guy, please just tell me I have 70. My hands were shaking. I didn't want to have to come and tell all my community, guess what?
You failed.
I failed. I think they would have understood because
they would have understood.
It's great. But I just didn't want to have to, I didn't want to let them down and all that. That's how it felt. But I will tell you, if I could pass that test, and I don't fly like you fly no, you would do fine. You just need to study and take it.
Yeah, I need to
study and take it. You have to study, but you can do it.
Yeah, I have to study. I have to find the time. And once I get it, I'll have gigs, because people, like I said, they have approached me and
nobody approaches me.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't fly like you do. I kind of did my test and now I'm learning to fly.
Have you been flying a lot lately, though?
No, I've been flying. I've been trying to fly this little guy a lot more. So I kind of got my FPV stuff up. So, and here's my guy I'm building right now. So no, I flew the Breeze a lot. And then I built my first 5-inch FPV, and then it got less. Because,
Lawrence is waiting for you to drop those videos. I heard him on one of the streams. He's waiting for
I
you
know.
to
He's
put
so
some hovering.
good. He flies really good.
You seen that? Cruising through the beach?
Yeah. Oh,
Lawrence is bad. He's really bad.
Lawrence is a darn good flyer. He just
Yeah,
is a
man.
good flyer.
His
I am
videos,
not Lawrence for sure.
his videos are coming out so cool. Like
Oh, he's
he's
doing a
learning
great
so
job.
fast.
Yeah, I think it's once you just decide, like I've decided to have room for both worlds, FPV and GPS. But it seems like once I'm really deep into one, it's hard to pull out and go, okay, now I'm going to go do this. But I'm going to. So I'm working all this week, and oh my goodness, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be hectic, but I'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah. You fly the FPV and I'll study. That's what we'll do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because I think you can do it, and you'll be so happy, especially if you already have jobs, Stevie. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You already have the jobs. So tell me, where do you want your channel to go? What are you thinking you would like to do with it?
You know, I just want to be more consistent. Am I focused? Oh, yeah. I see something over there. Everything's clear, right? Because over here it looks crazy. First of all, I just want to be consistent. That's like my main goal, to be more consistent with the channel. As far as getting tons of subscribers, of course, everybody wants that. But I'm being very careful because I know I've seen interviews with some of the top guys, and I know they get burnout, and then it doesn't become fun. So I'm keeping aware of that as well. Like I'm welcome everybody in, you know. It's not like I'm worried about getting too many subscribers. But at the same note, I don't want it to drive me crazy as far as, oh, I gotta drop a video. I have to find time to edit. I'm trying not to get in that area too. So if I could be consistent and the numbers go up, that's fine. But I'm just very aware of the burnout part of it by watching other YouTubers talk about it. And a lot of the top guys, they really get burnt out, and I don't want to lose the fun in the flying the drone. I don't feel like I have to go, I have to run out. If I miss a day, then fine. Then the video will come out a week later, if anything.
Yeah, I think what I've been watching is that when you make the push, like you go, I will be happy, I just need to get to 5,000. And you put so much into it and you're getting there. By the time you get there, people are so worn out, like, because they really, you have to have the hustle, you have to do the grind every day to get, unless you're just very lucky and just something pops and it's just, instantaneous. But most of the people I've known had to really work for what they get. And then they'll go, okay, 10,000 now. And they go into it and they just, their fingers are raw and bleeding and they're just, and then it's like, oh my gosh. And the minute you stop, numbers start going down, things start happening. It can be very frustrating. I think the way you're doing it, by every subscriber you get, it's a good subscriber. I think that's golden.
Yeah. I mean, I put that energy you're talking about, going hard, and I put that into the family.
Yes.
Whatever's left over, I put to the YouTube channel. And I think if I could stay like that, I have no regret. Because regardless of what happens with the channel, family's always there, right? So I'm good.
That's true, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with some of the bigger YouTubers, is that they get to the point that they have that guilt, because they're missing out on a lot of stuff that they could be doing with, with family and stuff like that. That I think that could be a big part of it.
So Recovery Drone says, is it me or is the stream getting out of focus? So I'm hoping it's you. I mean, that didn't sound right. I don't want you to be out of focus, but I'm hoping it's you. It could be because we have storms in Canada, storms down around. So I don't know. Recovery One. I mean,
Maybe he has to mess with the settings, you know, the quality of picture. Because when I looked over to the second screen, I saw blurry and I fixed the quality. I put it at like 720.
Oh, yeah. What did you put it on?
If you let YouTube pick it, it'll give you like the lowest quality. I think it's like 144p or something.
Right. Yeah, mine is 270 because as far as I know, I can't go higher than that, guys.
Off Access said he's good. So
clean your glasses.
Off Access is off the hook.
And Enterprise is saying true about family. Yeah, things that are good. Yeah, I'm gonna say, you know, I've worked hard most all my life, and that's just what I've done. And I raised my children, did all that. Then I started putting a lot into YouTube, but that doesn't mean all that other stuff just goes still there. Still takes time, right? So you just still got to give it time.
Right.
Oh my God. Be nice to the old man. So how did you end up meeting all the guys you fly with? Because I hear from a lot of people that there's no one to fly with. How did you happen to meet the guys you were flying with?
Facebook, just search. After a while, I just started looking like drone groups and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I believe the first group I found was the 5-borough one. And from there, and you know, it's crazy that, like I told you, I'm not really good at the social media thing. I joined the group and I just joined the group. Like I never really stalked the page, like you could say, and looked at what was going on and see if there was any meetups or anything. I just joined the group and I never really spent time looking at what was going on. It was like maybe a year or two later, I started like, I really got to get somebody that knows this lingo, you know, like I was always by myself. I had to learn from YouTube and just trial and error flying, you know, when I flew. But I finally started looking through the group and saw some meetups and matched it with the schedule and started going and meeting up with the guys, as simple as that. And then I started, some of the guys in the group started inviting me to other groups. I guess some of them were spin-off groups. And I started joining those groups, and I saw they had other different meetups that they had their own little cliques and stuff. And, you know, I didn't go to a lot of them, but, you know, that's how I met most of the people. It's a big city, you know, so many people in the city, but everybody knows each other when it comes to the drone thing. Like this.
Yeah, I was going to say you all seem pretty close knit when it comes to the city.
It's so,
a lot of you guys.
Like I said, we got lucky. There's a lot of cool people. From the people I met, everybody was really cool, down to earth, you know, none of that bad energy, you know?
Which is extremely important.
Yeah. You don't want to pencil out this time in your schedule and leave your family behind and then go somewhere and everybody's all with attitude and stuff like that.
And you're trying to back away and hope nobody notices.
Yeah. You're like, you start flying your drone. You fly your drone to the parking lot and just fade out in the bushes. You seen that Homer Simpson meme that he disappears in the bushes? You're like, well, you can go like just fade out.
Slowly put your hand out, grab your drone.
Where'd that guy go?
Under the car.
Yeah, I've been lucky. All great experiences so far. All great experiences. Everybody, like I said, everybody's really cool. Everybody's helpful. Everybody's sharing their tips and they start talking about the computers and editing programs, and it's cool. And it's funny because I never had that. I was by myself for a long time, and it's like really nobody to talk to about that stuff, you know?
Right. So is there any place that you wanted to fly that you haven't been able to?
As far as New York area, not really. I have a friend that I fly early mornings. There's not a lot of people that do sunrise flights. So I made a friend in New York that actually flies early in the morning. And I created a list, an Excel sheet with places that I haven't flown yet. It's mainly like abandoned locations and stuff like that. We have a lot of those in New York. And eventually we'll knock out that list. Like the thing, you know, we got to work on the schedule and such. But mainly my target goal is to fly other places like Peru. Peru is on the hit list. I wanted to do that. Um, I want to fly more in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has a lot of like the old Spaniard churches and stuff like that. I haven't really captured it the way I wanted to capture it, you know. And sometimes, you know, when we running around on vacation, sometimes it's not time, you know. It's not like I tell everybody stop, give me like 30 minutes so I can fly around this church, you know.
Let me throw this in the air. I've been to Puerto Rico. I think 3 times I've been to Puerto Rico. Wow. I love Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's nice.
I love going and driving through the mountains. And,
yeah.
But I saw yours, and you found a really nice beach in Puerto Rico. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's so many places that I really want to document it more. Some of the places there, and really, you know, just keep pushing that to Puerto Rico with old buildings and churches. Like I said, I still haven't captured the Morro, which is an old castle. It's like a real touristy spot. Last time I went there, I wasn't really sure. I seen other people fly there, but I wasn't really sure on the restrictions there, and I really want to push it. And I actually had some time to spare before jumping on the plane, and I didn't want to get caught up in something and I missed the flight. You know, like if I got detained.
Right.
So, but like I that's on the hit list too. Some of the old castles on the hit list. But Peru, I got to make it to Peru. I got a couple of spots in Peru that I want to hit. That was unfortunate that I had to cancel that trip.
So I kind of wonder, like, if you're in Peru, you're climbing like Machu Picchu. If I know I'm saying it right, but the air is so thin up there. I'm wondering how exactly that would affect your drone flights.
Yeah, that would be interesting. You can't fly there. That's a no-fly zone. I know that for a fact. Sure. Yeah, it's a no-fly zone. But they have other ruins that doesn't have so many restrictions. And I had them. They were in part of my itinerary to stop by. Machu Picchu, I wouldn't even risk it because you're in another country. Who knows what they'll do? You know.
That's true.
I'm not risking it, especially I'm with a family vacation. I'm not gonna put them through that. They have to be.
Watch them take Daddy away. Where's Daddy? He went with the nice guys in the uniforms.
Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna risk that one. But like I said, I had other places that I checked online and people were flying there and they didn't have no problems. And also some of the little main squares, like the towns, they have a lot of those old churches as well when the Spaniards took over. And I would love that would be something really exotic, something that's very rare for a New Yorker to capture. So
how do you go about finding if you can fly there?
Once I find out the name of the location, I just start looking online, Google search everything, you know, and sometimes you get these little forums. And there's a lot of vacation apps. Forgot what the name, there's a few vacation apps, but if you put the keywords in, you see little forums and people would like, they'll catch drone in that search. You find like threads of people talking, oh, I went, I had no problems, I flew and stuff like that. That's how I usually do. Like if it's one of those countries that you don't really know. I flew in Mexico. I flew in some ruins.
Did you?
Stuff. Yeah.
What part of Mexico?
I was I landed in Cancun and I drove like 3 hours in to a town called Valladolid. And I stayed in that town. I believe there was like 2 ruins near there. So I just kept moving. Usually my vacations are very different. I don't stay in like the main areas. I usually go to the main areas afterwards, after I'm done running all around, and I just kind of relax so I don't come back to New York beat up. So I'll spend like a day or two, you know, doing the typical pina colada, sitting at the beach.
Right.
When I first get to a location, I usually have like 3 or 4 hotels lined up, and they'll be near sites that I want to hit, and I'll bounce around. I'll hit the site, do the flying pictures or whatever I want to do, sightsee, and then usually all my stuff will be in the rent-a-car, and I go to the next hotel that's near the next site, and I hit that site, go to the next hotel, and then when I'm done, I'll go to the main hotel where the tourists are at and relax.
Yeah, I was in Belize and I went to one of the Mayan ruins.
The Mayan rule. That's why I went there. I went to Tulum as well.
Yes, yes.
Tulum. Um, I went to
But do you think
Ikbalam.
you could have flown a drone in Tulum?
Yeah. Well, some. They I think the one that's got the most restrictions is damn, I forgot the name of it. It's the most popular one. I mean, it's like going to an amusement park, lines down the block and everything. So
Oh,
places, I forgot the name of it though. Actually, the on my Facebook, that's one of the pyramids that has the highest restrictions for drones. I just don't
okay.
remember the name of it. It's the cover picture. I forgot. But Ikbalam is one of the sites that you can actually climb. You know, like some of these temples, they're blocked off because people fell or what have you. But if you do your research, there's some of them that you can actually climb them and walk around, and those are the
Yeah, I think it
places
was
like
Telcum. I think it was that one. I went to one and it was like a bus ride and then you had to take a river boat
the
and by the time I got there, you could climb them, but they were like death.
yeah.
It was so hot. It was
You
like,
know, you know,
oh,
it's that's why I would stay in those local towns because I'm not willing to do a 3 hour hike on a bus with a bunch of tourists
oh,
and you got to wake up super early, right? And then meet with everybody.
oh yeah, and try to get off the boat because I was on a cruise thing, and then try to get to I try to get to it. I didn't want to go to it. I just as soon just stay on the boat. I mean, for some, I've been to Belize before, but I will say that I did like it. I
Yeah.
did like seeing the Mayan ruins. I did like all that, so I was kind of surprised. But I'd much rather have had a drone and fly the
Yeah.
pyramid temple thing. I'd much rather have done that than
Right.
climb that sucker myself.
Yeah. What I did was when I went to well, one thing I avoid all that buses and packing in and getting
Yes.
early. I avoid that by staying in these little towns that a lot of people would really wouldn't do it. You know, they feel like it's a little risky. You know, there's a lot of if you look up on Google some of these locations, they prefer that Americans don't go there. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of kidnappings and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But you know, you got to be very perceptive. And coming from New York, you know, we're already always on that
Expecting something.
watching around. You know, you kind of could feel that energy because you grow up around it when you're little. You already know what it feels like when somebody's looking at you weird and you could feel it. But I stay in those little towns and I wake up and I'm 30 minutes away from the site. And
Nice.
I have my own car and I have all my equipment in the car in the trunk. And before I even go to the car so people don't see what I have, I already set everything up. So I'll do the little sightseeing, I'll do the little tours and find out what's going on. And then after the tour, when I'm pulling away, I'll just park and fly back. And
Okay.
now I have a visual where everything is too, because I did the tour.
What a nice idea. What a nice idea. So oh, hold on. LOL, I have done months and months of volunteer work in Mexico prisons. Not really afraid of the little towns. Oh, that'd be destination.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
a, I'm
like
not
I was gonna say, I spent 3 months in Iran, or as they call Iran. I'm not really afraid of
yeah.
small things, though I think we always have to be cognizant of the fact that it only takes one person that means you harm to make your vacation kind of go down or
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
experience go
Yeah,
down.
you can't let that stuff ruin your vacation. You invest your
Mm-mm.
money and your time. You know, you when you're back home, you're working so hard, right? And you want a break. You don't want that doesn't sound fun to be all paranoid and everything, you know?
That makes it really difficult. So do you just fly into your locations then? And
Yeah.
then take a car to go where you're going?
Yeah, I just fly in. You know, I
So how
fly
does
in,
your
get my shot.
family feel about your adventurous spirit?
Everybody's cool with it. Everybody's cool with it. You know. But sometimes, I don't want to push the envelope sometimes. So sometimes I see something and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna even bring it up. I just keep it moving. I take the
Right.
loss on the shot. Just because I want everything is about balance. You know, you can't be taking so much. Like, oh, you want to stop everywhere? You know, like I don't want to have that happen. So I balance it out. If I get a shot here and everybody was patient enough to do it, I won't keep doing it. Even though I saw like a really nice building, I'll do it another time or I'll get another location, you know?
Yeah, Phantom is asking, oh, first of all, Recover Drone said, yeah, shady stuff could happen to you. And then Phantom Flight 101 says, what's good, Capture Life?
Hey, what's up, Herman?
Yeah, I would say that there are places that I go to that aren't really the smartest places to go to probably, but I'm really pretty cognizant of what's around me. So
Yeah.
I have not really run into trouble.
Yeah.
Except for like bears and things like that. But with people, no, I haven't. That hasn't happened to me. Doesn't mean it won't, but it hasn't. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I've been lucky.
But I would love to fly at some of the places.
Yeah, I've been lucky, and like I said, I do the research. So if I'm in a place like these pyramids and stuff like that, I know what I could do, and I don't push the envelope. If I see there's a lot of restrictions, a lot of signs, I just try to avoid it. Just go. I'll film something else.
So Jackson's saying hello, and
Hey.
Canadian Drone Hub is saying hello.
Hey,
and I
Roger.
probably should have said, yeah, I'm interviewing CaptureLife Connections, and he's also known as Stevie from the Bronx. That would sound like a J-Lo song. I was going to say, but I decided not to because I don't want to embarrass anyone. But it's Stevie from the Bronx did sound like, you know.
It works. It works.
Yeah. So are you considering getting other drones? Are you really happy with where you're at right now?
I'm very happy where I'm at. I honestly, I'm going to skip the Air 2 and I'm going to see what comes next.
Yeah.
You know, I think if they do the Mavic 3, like a Mavic 3 Pro, I think that would be the one that I would purchase. And like I said, I'm not in a rush, so they could take as much time as they want.
Yeah, unless something happens, and it could always happen, where I have lots of money and I can buy a lot of stuff. This the Mavic Air 2 is my resting place for now. And
that's a great drone to rest with.
Yeah,
I want to settle with.
Too.
Yeah.
The Mavic Air 2, I mean, I flew it up 200 feet. Paul was on Zoom with me while I was doing it. And he's so calm. Okay, now put it up. Why is it always beeping at me? What, Valerie? And so I'm trying to turn it where they can see what I'm doing.
Right.
It's like, okay, let's go up another 100 feet. Oh, no, but go. It was, okay, I know, but it was exciting because that was high.
Yeah.
That was 200 feet. I think people go 400 feet. Why? I was 200 feet. I thought that was plenty high, but Paul was going, yeah, there are times when you need to.
Paul is a great coach, huh?
Actually, he was, yes, because he's so calm. And when I fly, I need calm. You know, I just need someone to calmly say, no matter what I did, he was always calm.
That's great. But that drone, that go a long way with that drone.
So Jackson's heading out. Good night, Jackson. And I think Kim's going to be coming in a minute. Destination Chronicles. I went many years ago. Kitchen, it's, am I saying that right? Destination, I don't know, but I'm assuming that's in Mexico.
So that's the popular one. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Chichen Itza, something like that. Chichen Itza. That's the one that's super popular. That's the one in my picture on the Facebook page as well. Everything's blocked off. You can't touch anything. It's like somebody fell. I think a few people fell.
Yeah, where I went, it was like let's go ahead and climb this.
Well, Tulum is waterfront ruins.
Right.
So Tulum, you could actually go to the beach. They have an area you can walk in. There's like a little tower there, but I didn't even go too far to the tower. I actually flew from the beach, and
Oh,
I flew
wow.
over the site. And then what I did was the next day I did the tour. So I flew the day before. It's I forgot what video, but you can see some of the ruins in one of the videos there.
Okay. I am going to go put this in my Google, and then I'll say what the name is so I can see. I think this is the one I went to, but I could be wrong because I don't know. It's called XUNANTUNICH.
So that's the one you went to?
Yeah, this looks like it.
Hmm.
It's kind of in the middle of here. I'm going to share so you'll see it. I mean, I was just picking out the one that I thought wasn't too expensive, because I didn't have a lot of money to be flying around these places. I mean, everything was so expensive. I went and did. Okay, that was it. So we got to walk all the way up here, and people could go up the front and then try to go down. That's it.
Yeah, that looks similar to Ikbalam.
Yeah, and then my sister, before I went there, said there's something like botflies. They land on you, and they lay their eggs, and nothing you can do but let them have their babies. And I thought, what the hell would you tell me that for?
What?
I know, I was so mad. Because the thing is, I cannot know that could happen and then go there and be okay.
Yeah.
I was not okay. But my sister is good like that.
The mosquitoes are vicious out there. You got to make sure you don't forget the bug spray.
It was my destination. I thought I was in Tulkum, but that's the one it was. It was that long, weird name that I couldn't pronounce. And you could walk up the side of it, and people were climbing up and going around. I did that because people were doing it, but I'm going to tell you what, I just thought if I toppled down these things, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Ass over tea kettle to the bottom.
I was amazed when I went there. I went up Ikbalam, one of the bigger temples or pyramids, whatever you want to call it. And it was so steep. And I had the book bag, and I had the Phantom Advanced, and I had my Nikon camera with a 24 to 72.8 lens, which is pretty heavy, big. I had it in the backpack, so it's kind of heavy. You kind of feel like that, the weight pushing you back. So I got to lean into the temple as I was going up, like kind of using your hands. It's pretty steep. And there's no handrails and nothing. They didn't use that stuff back then. I was looking for the escalator, but they didn't have it back then.
I know, right?
So I get up to the top, and I'm feeling like, wow, like this, I can't believe they let people just do this. And then a school came, like a school trip, because I was there during the week. And these kids start going up, like young kids, 7, 8 years old, maybe 10, the most. Yep. They start going up like nothing. And I'm like, what kind of release form these parents were signing for these kids to be climbing up temples? Like, by the way, sign this. We're going on a school trip. Right? Like, yeah, it was like a waiver type form. Like, just in case your kid falls off a temple.
Yeah, I'm walking along and I'm in like the front. And all of a sudden I realized going up that thing, I'm going to be slow. So I shouldn't be in the front.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I start telling people, yeah, why don't you go ahead of me? Go ahead of me. Go ahead of me.
Yeah.
I had to get towards the back because I didn't want anyone feeling like they were being stopped by me. No, right. Go with your little rubber legs on up there, because my legs aren't like that. They're going to take. I went up and I came all the way down, and then I went up the side and I came down, and I tell you, I was in the hot tub that night. Just going, legs, please stop crying. I'll never do that to you again.
Yeah, it's work.
It was fun.
It's work. And those stairs, they're not exactly even. They didn't have like building codes back then.
Yeah, I felt like going, come on, Mayans. You can do better than this.
You can do better. You can do better.
And where's the rope just to haul myself up each one of these steps?
Yeah.
No. it was something, but yeah, I was like, oh, come on, Mayans.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use these things to like sacrifice people, you have to be able to get up there.
They were very dedicated to those sacrifices.
Right?
They had a goal and they were going to reach it.
Well, and I thought it was interesting, all the stuff, but I think it'd be really nice to have been able to fly.
Yeah.
Because if you could take, okay, I hate to say it, but even a little FPV drone and just start buzzing that stuff. Oh my God. Oh my
awesome.
God. We should all get together and give Brian Kirby some money to go. Tell him just
get a little group
get
out.
an FPV up on that.
That would be amazing footage. To be
That would be
dropping from a pyramid. I never seen anything like that. I'm gonna have to search that after this.
Yeah, see if they do that. Because somebody, I think, I mean, okay, so I've seen helicopter go in and use a whoop all around Walmart. So how hard could it be just to sneak a little whoop, take it out of your pocket, turn around and just, I mean.
They're too noisy.
But the Belize jails are probably not really that friendly.
Well, I seen when I went up that pyramid, the really tall one, there was like a little stand there with a security guy there. They kind of have a little network to keep an eye on most of the main little temples. So I'll say you wouldn't be able to pull it off. Not unless you get something with a lot of range and do like I do and just fly in afterwards. And, you know, and just buzz through, get your shots and buzz back out and land in your trunk and take off.
Well, they make so much money at those places. I wonder, that's when the little mini selfie drone would be good. You'd know. But I think that would be, I wonder how you get permission. They make so much money on those sites. So many people pay to go in those sites that to get a pass to do it would be difficult. Right. And of course, I'm never going to tell someone to break the law, but I think money talks.
No, I think you can arrange something. I think
just if they make it rain around there a little, maybe. I don't know.
I believe some of the bigger sites, they actually want permits to pull out even a big professional camera.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like a DSLR. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they want you to pay like for a permit. They probably charge you a couple of dollars, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you can make money off of it. And that's the thing. They want to capitalize on everything, right? So if you take a really nice picture and you can sell it on your website, so they want to kind of control that.
Well, and I got to tell you, when I was in Belize, it looked very poor. It used to be, I thought, not like that. But when I went, things were falling apart. It wasn't very clean. Outside the little touristy thing they have. And of course, I'm always going to go outside that because I can't stand staying in that section. But you got to be careful where you go. I don't know. I wasn't. But everyone seemed very nice. Some guy found my friend's driver's license. And another guy came up and told us. And when I went to ask the guy, he goes, no. And I go, well, for $20, did you see it? And he goes, here.
Oh, wow.
And
really?
I got to tell you something. My friend was going, $20. And I said, can I tell you something? We can't get you back in without it. Right. And the fact is, it's cheaper, $20, than try to call the consulate.
Right.
And I paid it. So just shut up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Theirs. I don't care. 20. They're poor. They wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I think.
No, I made a few wrong turns when I was out there, and I went into a little area that it was all shacks, like literally like tents.
Yep.
And they were hanging outside the tents, like they just took over the land. And also one of the hotels I stayed in was all like huts, people living in huts. And it was like acres of huts. It was like a whole village right across from the hotel, a little hotel I stood in.
So I don't know what the destination said. You paid Mordita. Is it like a burrito? Is that like crunchy tacos? I don't know what that is. I just was not going to sit there because my friend couldn't get in. We tried to get in. That's how we realized she lost it.
He got lucky. He took the 20. He got really lucky.
Yeah, you know, I could have started with 5, but I just thought, let me just cut to the chase.
Yeah, no, you did the right thing.
Oh, Mordita's blood money, a bribe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. They won't take it. Let it rain. I don't care. I'm getting back on that boat. I'm not staying there overnight.
Wow.
Hey, Doug, how you doing? I'm sorry. That's probably bad, but I will say this, that the guys that were coming up with that thing and came and found us, they looked incredibly poor. They weren't coming up with suits going, hey, look what we got here, because I would have told them, forget it. But these guys looked like they could use a 20, and chances are, had they just asked me, I would have given it to them anyway. Yeah. I'm really bad about that stuff. I am. I can't help it. I'm just how I am.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you go to those towns and you stop to get gas and stuff like that, they got people trying to help you and stuff. Sometimes I pump the gas myself and I still give them money because they're not out stealing. They're not out pickpocketing. They're actually trying to be, you know, helpful. I remember after the storms that tore up Puerto Rico, there was guys selling CDs and stuff like that. I'm like, he's doing something legit. He's not breaking into a house. Yeah. I didn't want a CD. What I'm going to do with a CD? But I still gave him money. I said, how much is CD? He's like, $5 each. I gave him 10. And I didn't even take a CD. He's like, which one you want? I said, keep it. The guy was trying to help pump the gas. I pumped my own gas and I gave him money too. You know?
Yeah, you know, it used to be that you could pull up and you'd find some guy run out and you pump your gas. And I always like that. So if someone said, hey, I'll pump your gas for you, I may find $1 or $2 to slip to you.
When you're up in the mountains, you know, they're in bad shape. You know, there's a lot of places back then. I went after the storm, but after they actually let regular people go there, because at first they kind of blocked it and it was only people that could help, medical people and stuff like that. But once they opened it up, we kind of went out there and, you know, you want to kind of circulate the money.
Right. And I got to say, Puerto Rico, yes, it's part of the U.S. It's an American, I think they call them a territory, whatever. They're American, Puerto Rican.
Commonwealth, yeah. Commonwealth.
That's how that is. That's how that is. But let me tell you, I was there. Not everybody was taken care of, which is true for every place, right? So my feeling is, why not help people out if you can? If it doesn't mean you're going to live at the river and you can spare a little here, a little there, then you just do it. I mean, it just doesn't.
Karma always comes back around. It's not going to come from that person, but it's still going to follow you. So
yeah, it's just good karma and it's good for them, and it makes me feel good that I was able to do a small, and it's a very small thing, because both of us know that 20 is not really going to get you too far. Well, maybe further there than it would here, but it's not that big a deal.
Right.
Yeah, it just helps people out, because
when you go to the restaurant, you over tip, you know, especially when places like that, or if you in like some parts of Mexico that, you know, you could tell the neighborhood ain't that great. You know, they providing a service, help them out. It'll go a lot longer way than what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, that's all I can think. And you know, you're there anywhere. You know how many songs I have because I felt like that and people kept selling them to me. I don't wear sarongs. I'm too big for a sarong. It does not look like it looks like on the young girls, believe me. Oh, Doug, I'm glad to hear you're flying. So you've traveled quite a bit then, yes?
What was that?
You've traveled quite a bit.
I used to, before the COVID thing.
Yeah, me too. My sister just let me know she's heading down to the beach, the place we go every year when I fly down in Maryland, but I'm not going. Yeah, my dad let me know what's going on there, but I can't go see him because he's in his 80s and it's not really a good idea to be around Dad.
Yeah.
And so all my family's on the West Coast, on the East Coast. So I don't get to see any of them. And then, of course, Roger Palooza, and I couldn't go there.
Yeah, I heard about that. They shut the borders down. He moved the date, right? Like he moved it?
Yeah, they're going to move it, but it's still not going to open in time for me. Because I had to, it was time for me to go back to work. It's safer now. Everyone has to wear a mask in Ada County, so I can work in Ada County and be fairly safe, right? So I got a job, and I start at the end of this week, and then I'll be gone. I don't know what kind of hours. I told them I didn't care. You know, I can't see my kids. All I can see is my dogs. Just schedule me whenever. I'm like Eeyore. I don't care. My tail fell off. It's okay. Just put me wherever.
Oh,
What did, okay, Destination. Yeah, and us older women, it's more like Sue Wrong. Sue Wrong. Okay, wanted to stop in to show some love. Going to crash soon. Been working on, oh, Doug, thank you so much, darling. It is so good to see you. Let's see, don't crash, Doug Paulson, or at least put on a helmet, buddy. Oh my God. Okay, Doug, helmet from, okay. Hey, Carpenter Rick, how you doing? We're talking.
Hey, Carpenter Rick, what's going on?
CaptureLife Connections, and talking about what he's doing out there. When do you think it's going to be safe for you to go back to flying with your group?
You know, I'm actually gonna work out, meeting up with Lawrence soon. He's been putting the invite out there. Yeah, I wanted to go out there, just to hang out, because I know he meets up and they do the social distance thing, him and Herman, and so I'm thinking about doing something soon, maybe this week or the week after. But as far as the big group's concerned, I don't think anytime soon. I'm gonna wait a little more.
Yeah, give him a little more time.
Yeah, I'll give it more time. I'm not in a rush to get into the big groups, you know. Like I just started figuring out how to actually visit the beaches and stuff, you know, as far as like waking up super early, going when it's open. Like I went recently to Long Island to the beach, and I went super early. I had a lot of space, you know, and once like 12, 1 o'clock hits, I'm already out there, and that's when everybody starts showing up. So I'm trying to figure out the best time to move around. I guess I'll figure that out with the groups, the FPV groups. I mean the drone groups and stuff. Also the FPV, because now these guys are flying FPV, so that's a good reason to go meet up with everybody and actually see one in person and learn more about it.
Yeah, I think you're really gonna like it. I think there's room for everything anyway, right?
Right.
Kim saying there's big black storm moving in. Is that why you didn't come in at 8 o'clock, Kim, like you were going to, because you're worried about the storm? I appreciate you staying on with me all this time. Usually it's just an hour, but I just found so many things I wanted to say and talk to you about.
I appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
Yeah, it's just been so much fun. I want to go and see if I want to pull up your channel really quickly.
Okay, that's great.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Please do.
Okay, let's see. I'll pull it up and then there we go. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna pull your whole channel. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it how I always do it. And I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I'm gonna sort it by, I always go by oldest and then go on. Now you said you had a different, guys, I'm not gonna be able to see the chat while I do this. So Kim, can you make sure you monitor really good for me?
We need you. You got to get off Storm Watch for a second.
Yes, he does very good with Storm Watch.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So, and let me change this so I can see the panel. Move you all the way over here. Okay, so the first ones you did were like this one, like can you fly your drone in the snow?
Right.
And then you did, all this was vlogging and hopping in Puerto Rico. I want to show you what the older videos were, and they were great. Oh, yeah. The notes in Mexico, I think I'm not saying it right, but that looked like a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh, the cenotes. Yeah. Did you ever visit a cenote?
I have not.
They are like these big like holes. I don't know what the scientists said it came from, but they're like, it's almost like a meteorite made a big circle in certain areas, and then the water, you know, eventually filled up the holes, and they turned them into little spots for tourists to go hang out and jump in the water. It's like fresh water. Those are really cool spots, and they're all over. They're all over that section of Mexico where those ruins are at.
And then you had one up here, and I did not see this one about seagulls.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just Phil.
Huh?
There was a seagull just flying around my drone. That one's kind of quick.
Oh, when the weather is bad. So I'm trying to think. There were a lot of good ones. I did like the Coney Island one. Can I show part of this? Do you mind?
Oh, no, yeah, show that one. That's fine.
Okay, guys, I'm going to play a little bit of this. I'm not going to play the music because I'm just going to move a little ahead and be right about here. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff I like. That is some smooth flying. And you say you're doing everything manually, right?
Yeah.
So this is before it's open, correct?
This is the off season, yeah. The off season, we can have meetups there. And then what I do is sometimes, because I go to Coney Island a lot. So what I do is sometimes I mix up 2 or 3 different visits because I have the footage, you know? So this might be 2 visits in this one video. So I went there one time and I hung out with the guys and flew, and then I packed it up, went home, and then I went back another week and I filmed some of the land, you know, the ground stuff.
Okay, there we go. So this looks like to me Big John, but it might not be.
Yes. The host with the most.
Big John.
He's a great host.
Yeah. I got him on Facebook. He goes on a lot and does Facebook stuff. But I just like the way you fly that. I think it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's really smooth. And it looked, I mean, how much fun is that?
Yeah. And that's a legendary place. I love that spot.
Well, it's when boardwalks knew how to be boardwalks, right?
What was that?
Boardwalks knew how to be boardwalks. They're supposed to be full of hot dogs and cotton candy and rides and fun.
Yeah. I used to go there as a kid, so I love going back there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just love it. Okay, hold on.
The guys, some of the guys, they live around there, so they're there all the time.
How far is it from you?
Not too far. Maybe 30 minutes, depending on, you know what it is? New York City traffic makes everything crazy. Like a 10-minute ride could be a half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I want a hot dog now. Oh, hey, Jay Santiago.
Hey,
I love Jay. He's so sweet. Yeah, we were just looking at, I want to go back and see another video, but I'm going to go really quick and send a link to Paul. Paul, you don't have to come in if you're too tired, but you know, if you want to come in, come on in.
Paul is nonstop. I see he pops up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Can I tell you, Paul is, he is something. He really does. He's just one of those guys that can just keep going. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Let's see. I love Jay Santiago. And Big John. Big John is so much fun.
I
like watching his stuff. Okay, so I want to go back and I'm going to watch another video, guys, because I can. because he's going to let me. I want to show you that this is the kind of stuff you're going to find when you go to Stevie's channel. Stevie from the Bronx, you know, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see some good stuff. It's not, you know, it's just really good. Let me go back to your channel. I think it's right there. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let me go back. They're trying to tell me what kind of videos I'm going to want to watch. Yes, I watch all the doggy videos. Don't even judge me. I'm just saying. Okay, so here, let's go back to the videos now. So take him to church. You want to see this one? Can we look at this one?
Yeah, fine.
I like how you do that. What are you editing with?
DaVinci now. And
okay.
It was a learning curve. I was using Cyberlink Director
Yeah.
for most of the YouTube channel was that software. And I switched to DaVinci Resolve maybe 6 months, 7 months ago. And it was a big difference in the software. So I'm still figuring it all out, you know, but I learned it pretty quick.
And what are you using to do this picture? Because it's really good stability.
That is a gimbal with my phone, I believe, this one. I have, you know, one of those gimbals, like a basic gimbal. I forgot the name of the brand. It starts with a Z. And okay. I had it for a very long time. And I bought the Osmo Pocket to make things a little easier because it's so tiny, you can just put it in your pocket. And right. Then you start buying all the attachments, right? You know, you get a better microphone with the headpad. And I had all these, I started buying all these attachments, but what I found, the focus would not be as good as the phone, tell you the truth. When it's doing selfie, when you're doing the selfie mode, first of all, you can't do 4K or it won't have that active track type thing that you could put on your face, that it follows your face. So right. I would put the little square on my face and I would record the whole thing. I'll get home and see that it was out of focus. And I know I had the square on me because I would test it out. So that was a fail. I actually probably gonna get rid of the Osmo Pocket and to go back to the phone. And also I'm trying out the GoPro Hero 7. It has
Who are you?
Yeah, it has a stability thing going on from the anti-shake. And you could hook up the microphones and everything just like you would with an Osmo Pocket. So I'm gonna try that because it's more rugged. And since I'm always hiking and scrambling up mountains and stuff, I could just throw it in the bag and not worry that things are getting messed up.
I do like how you do this. How you come at it from different angles and go to different places. I just think it's really well done.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So I want to give you guys kind of a glimmer of what that looked like. I'm going to go back in so I can see the, there we go. So I can see the chat again. The nation.
Oh, you missed.
Oh, yeah. Can you put up your channel link, Steve? I guess I could have done that. I have it right here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put up the church one, guys. Because that's the one I have on right now, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'll take you to church, and then you can go from church right into the station.
Oh, here comes Kim. Hey,
Kim.
Hey.
How you doing? So does anyone have anything they would like to ask Steve at this point? I covered a lot of ground tonight because I really feel like we really got to know you. I just think that, you know, you're spectacular, and these videos that you're making are really good. Hey, Paul, I sent you a link.
Thank you.
So if you notice, Jay and Paul. Oh, Paul, thank you. And Paul and Canadian Drone have little symbols. that means they're actual members of my channel. So where it says join, they've hit it and they've been a member. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, it says nice editing too. Yeah, he does great with editing. It's really good. It's really good. So we've been having fun. So I actually, Kim, I used all your time up for FPV talking to.
That's okay. It was interesting with Stevie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stevie, I ask you a question. What was your very first drone? Was it your Phantom 4?
Yeah, the Phantom 4.
Oh, you went straight to a Phantom 4.
Right. The first one. Very first. Yeah. Unfortunately, I let that drone down. Literally. Down to the bottom of the Hudson.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. But you live and learn, right?
Well, heck yeah.
If I'm distracted, I completely stop. You know, I completely stop if I'm distracted. It's harder in New York, and you know that's another reason why I fly so early in the morning. That's the best time to fly. It's like nobody out. You know, I like to fly at sunrises. You know, and very little people out, especially New York. New York is overcrowded.
I've never crashed a GPS drone before, but I crashed a Spark about a week ago.
I heard about that.
He tried to give himself one of those ceiling things where you can look at the sky. There's open things where you look at it, let's slide in. What are those called?
You'll never do that again.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it was supposed to just, when you press the H, it was just supposed to land.
But
instead, it went into
the return to home.
Return to home. It started climbing and it hit the roof and it was grinding away at the ceiling. And then I pressed the X button there. I guess I didn't read it because I was panicking, and I pressed the X and it cut the motor and it crashed down into the porch and threw the battery. And
oh, the skylights. Thank you, Fly Now.
I had one time the air try to return to home, and it was still under trees.
I love you, Destiny.
And I went into a panic. I was real close to it, but I went into a panic, and I'm trying to like cancel out the return to home, and it was so close to the branches already. You know, I know that feeling. It's like you could be so wise to how to fly a drone, but when things start beeping and you see the tree and then everything gets crazy.
The noise was horrific. Huh? Those props are just grinding on that ceiling. And Roger's like, what the hell is that noise? And it's going.
That must have been painful. But the drone is all right though, right?
Yeah. Just scraped out the props. Through the battery, it was okay. The battery clicks back in perfectly.
Right.
Other than that, it was fine. It still flies. The camera's okay. Everything's okay. It's a tough little drone, that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard people crash those drones and nothing happened. They don't make them like that. I mean, the Phantom, if it goes down, I don't think it'll handle it.
The Phantom is so fragile.
It's these little.
They need to make it waterproof.
The legs will pop.
I mean, the camera will rip right off that thing.
Yeah.
And usually when the camera rips off, it tears that tape right off the board.
Oh yeah, the stuff that transferred the data.
Yeah, rip it right off, and you'll be done aboard.
Yeah. No, they would have to do everything over. But
yeah.
Fortunately, that day that it was coming to the tree, I was able to cancel the return to home and kind of maneuver away from there. Because this drone, you know, they give you a few seconds to react. You know, it's just return to home. Beep, beep. I'm like, I was right there.
Mine didn't. Mine went beep beep, like you said, and then it was already grinding the roof because it went.
Where it happened, on the deck where you usually fly?
Yeah, right on the porch. Yeah.
Oh man.
It was supposed to just land, but she started screaming, "Returning to home!" You can't. There's a roof. Oh my God! It was terrible.
one of the biggest panics I had was I was flying around one of the bridges in Westchester County, and I was with another friend that had a Phantom as well, and he wouldn't go under. And I've gone under before. And I guess it was that energy that he had, that he was nervous. It passed on, because when I went under, all of a sudden I started getting signal errors.
Uh-oh.
And if it goes return to home, you're under a bridge, you're done. You right? Like,
I've seen that.
yeah. So luckily I made it through. I kept pushing, and it made it through the other side. But that was the biggest panic. I saw the little warnings, and I was like, oh man, I'm almost there. And if I don't get to the other side, if I stay there in that bad spot, most likely the signal is going to just drop. So I got back to the other side, and the signal got strong again, you know. But and I wasn't too close to the bridge as well. I had some thing, but that's the thing. When you fly higher, you're going to get better signal, right? For the most part, sometimes when you're having signal errors, you go higher, and all of a sudden it gets better. You know, sometimes it's interference between trees, between you and the drone, and stuff of that nature. So, but when you're under a bridge, you can't go higher. You know, I had to just push through.
It wants to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you disconnect and you got to return to home at 100 feet, or you know, something 120 feet, there you go. You're losing the drone.
Oh. What you got, Cal? What you got?
So I have to ask you a question. These little ones I got, they said 1.9 mm's. And I think the other ones I got, I don't see where they are. Oh, here they are. Here we go, here we go. I melted one. These are, it looks like a little touch. The white ones seem a little longer. So did I get the wrong ones?
Well, I mean, do they fit on there without smacking the frame?
Well, because these are a tiny bit smaller, like 1 millimeter. Yeah.
Well, if they fit on there without touching the frame, it should be okay.
Oh. Okay. Hey, Paul. Sorry, I just realized I sent the link to your Facebook Messenger, and I thought I should probably tell Paul that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're gonna fit. I don't even think I have to screw them down.
Well, I would.
That's because you're not brave like me.
But they
I
don't
will
hit
screw them
the,
down. Don't worry.
when they spin, they don't hit the post or nothing?
Nope.
Well, they
No,
should be
they're
okay.
just slightly smaller than the other ones. That's why I was worried.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. How you doing tonight, Paul?
Yeah, hanging.
How's the animal situation?
Except for the raccoons the night before last.
Now there's
What?
I haven't seen much.
Now you have raccoons?
Yeah, you want to see them?
Do you guys mind if we see the raccoons? I want to see them.
Okay, well, let me.
Raccoons are cute. You can feed them hot dogs. The guy on that other show I watch, he feeds them hot dogs all night long. Okay, I probably put these on wrong, by the way.
You can have some more if you'd like.
Got nimble fingers.
Look at these blues. Isn't that pretty? They're not set up. That one is. Oh, this one isn't. That one is.
Trash pandas. Yeah.
This one is. This is the only one that's not right. Oh my gosh. I don't know. There we go. Hold on, guys. I have something on here that won't go. I want to go. Oh, there we go. Oh, but no skunk. Yeah, see? My friend had some pet raccoon.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Okay, stand by. It's going to start up in this area here.
What did I do?
Okay.
I think they come across the street.
Okay, I'm going to laugh because I think now you got rid of the skunks. They feel free to come.
See, there's one. then 2, then 3,
What?
then 4, then 5.
Wow.
Now, if they get this side of the tree up in this area, it'll trigger my new security light.
There they go.
Holy.
Oh, look at them. They're like, what the hell?
Wow.
Ooh, you got them.
Their
Oh,
hands up.
What's going on over there?
I think you have a baby in that one.
Is it the peanuts?
Yep.
Bird
Yeah.
feeder and peanuts, I think.
And look at the little baby one going, wait for me.
And this one comes over here and says, what the hell's going on?
Mommy.
How did this
Oh my God, Paul. Oh my God.
Yep. That's
So
what
the
I said.
light is doing what you kind of wanted it to do, yeah?
Yes.
It's kind of letting you know you were going to have a whole thing of squirrels.
My God, you got a Wild Kingdom thing going on.
Yeah, well, you know, the deer that the 3 nights before that, the deer coming up and eating at the bird feeder kind of freaked me out a little bit. I mean, I'm right in the city, just north of the Blue Water Bridges.
So far, you've had 4 different animals. You had
4
a possum,
o'clock in the morning, came trucking up my driveway, and
deer, skunk,
possum,
possum.
skunks and
Deer.
raccoons so far.
Wow, Paul. You got everything.
Yeah, Wild Kingdom, and everybody, all my friends are waiting for the bear to show up. So.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too. It's
That'll be
not
the grand finale.
coming, baby.
Well, you could use rug, right?
Bear rug, bear skin rug? No, I'm past those days of posing on a bear skin rug.
The
Yes.
raccoon hats. What happened with the raccoon hats? That was a thing back in the days, right?
Yeah,
Daniel
You have the little club.
Boone.
coonskin hat. Yep.
Oh,
Well,
is
the
it
sad
David
part
Cross?
is I've got trappers hired that they don't work on weekends. So they pulled the traps Friday. They didn't reset them. Otherwise, we'd liable to have caught some of those. And a good thing on a positive note is, I mean, raccoons I can handle. It's the damn skunks I want to get rid of. And the trappers, no matter what they pat, you know, they caught 1 possum, they caught 1 skunk. So that means there's 4 or 5 more skunks out there in the area somewhere.
Wow.
And I have to pay $60 a head for them to take them away.
Wow.
Well,
So
I think that light got rid of the raccoons.
Yeah, those five would have cost me $600 last night.
Your
Mm.
trapper
Oh,
is gonna,
$300, 60 a piece.
your trapper is gonna come with a Mercedes Benz instead of that van.
I
That's
think
By the
right.
time he's done.
my friends think, Steve, that what they're doing is they're coming by, they'll trap them, they'll turn around and drop them off a block away, and they'll come back again.
Sounds like
So
a
you
New
can
York
just
move.
keep cycling more and more.
Yeah, last night they lit. Oh, hold on, Val. Is it James Blackwood you watch? Yes. And they'll go, here come the babies. And the little baby raccoons will come up and they'll take a little hot dog. They are so cute with their little hands.
Well, Corey Mano, I didn't know this, but you can order coyote urine on Amazon. And so I ordered some of that and I sprayed around the area, but they don't, it doesn't seem to bother them. These are city dwellers, you know?
So we were
They're not scared of no
expecting some coyotes. to come. Some male coyotes that want to fight for the women folk.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
might have to rent a coyote and chain it up to the house outside. Just leave him there. Tie him to the tree. Bring him
Oh my
water and
God.
some dog food. And then let him stay there overnight. See
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I think that if you start feeding him hot dogs, your channel would explode.
No, thanks. Val, if they trap them, I'm going to send them to you and you can try that experiment.
Hold on. Hello? Okay. Okay, no worries. Thank you, Roger.
What did Roger say? He's going to bed?
Bye. They lost power again. I talked to
Oh,
them
shut down.
like Star Trek.
Oh, I wondered where Kim went.
That was that storm he was tracking.
Yep.
Oh, I used to have a half coyote, quarter collie, quarter German shepherd named Half Track. Love that boy. Oh, Valerie with the spy watch. Yeah.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
German shepherds.
I just talk on this. Hello, who is it? Yeah, that was funny, Paul. You do have the Wild Kingdom at your house.
Yes. Yes.
Things
yes.
are progressing fast over there. He had one skunk, and then there was 5 skunks under the house, or something like that.
Yeah, there's 5. There are 5 skunks were out dancing around in my driveway.
Then you had the funeral.
Yeah, and then I had the grandpa skunk that tomb underneath the ramp. Yep.
You had the funeral services at 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Then he went out with the gun.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that was great. In his pajamas out there with his hair just kind of, oh.
Your neighbors must have been like, he lost it.
He lost it
with a gun. That's it. Those wildlife was done.
And I love it because the deer came up, and there he is, that big.
The deer's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and the deer's saying, "You looking at me? Are you looking at me?"
We just need a bunny rabbit now.
Well, I've got those around too, but I don't bother with them. Bunny rabbits and squirrels are okay, and I don't know if I worry about the raccoons other than they get into all the neighborhood trash and everything. And
yeah.
But you know what? The thing about that one is a bunch of those were babies, and the problem is if you take one of the catch one's babies, you don't catch them all. She's gonna keep coming back looking for her baby, like looking at you, going, "What the hell?"
Well, they can reproduce every 3 to 4 months.
I think that's just skunk.
I think raccoons do the same thing, and the ones that are more prolific is the gophers, groundhogs.
Mm-hmm. No,
and that's what Val has is gophers.
I know. I haven't seen any holes in my ground for a while, but I will tell you that Ranger had almost half his body down there. They did tell me Ranger's not just a husky. Remember I told you he's my husky woofy dog?
Yep.
I go, there's no way he's that big and he's just a little husky. He's not that. So.
Part wolf.
Well, I don't know. They said Malamute, maybe some German Shepherd, evidently. I think he was bred to look like a wolf. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he has the stuff on the black on the end of his tail, which wolves have. He has the paws like them and stuff. So I think he was bred to look like one. You don't mind when a bear comes across the driveway, but every once in a while, that mountain lion takes me off.
Mountain lion.
They are big. They are big. We have stuff like that here.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those
we have
like
pumas,
California?
the little black ones. Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff here. Bears, wolves.
Yeah, we got bears out here. I've been fortunate not to run into one.
So guys, I am so appreciative that you came in and you spent time with us. I'm going to go ahead and go for the night. I have some stuff I got to check on, but guys in the chat, everyone can stay here that's here right now. But I'm going to say goodnight to the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in to watch. Stay there, Paul. CaptureLife Connections. And then thank you for coming in to see Paul's Wild Kingdom.
Yes.
I love you guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you Tuesday night.
Bye, guys. Thank you for everything.